Hey folks, Zach Reese here, owner of Colony Roofers based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks for joining us for this video. We're going to take a look at the different shingle manufacturers and specifically the warranties that they provide. If you haven't already seen our which shingles are the best video, I highly encourage you to go back and take a look at that one. It really will hone in more on the actual integrity and manufacturing of the shingles as opposed to the warranty process. That being said, I definitely have found a correlation between the manufacturing and the warranties. So we'll go ahead and dive right in. Just as a little recap of our other videos, there's really four main players in the roofing shingle industry. You have Owens Corning, Atlas, CertainTeed, and GAF. All of these companies generally make great shingles. They have very high quality. They've been around for years and years. Our goal here is really to decide which one is the one that we want our customers to use and that we feel best about installing on our customers' homes because we know that you guys trust us a lot in the buying phase. So just to reiterate, Colony has no allegiance to any of these. We don't get paid by any of them for doing these videos or for recommending one of them. We really have very level pricing between all four, and we're specifically looking at their architectural asphalt shingle warranties. Um, we have some other videos that if you're interested in more designer shingles or custom roofing, we have some other videos you can take a look at for that. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into some of this warranty paperwork. And I'll go ahead and ease your concerns and let you know I've gone ahead and compiled all of this into a table that we'll take a look at next. But I just wanted to give you guys a brief look at the warranty documents that we have here. So we have the CertainTeed warranty documents. Generally, these companies are doing a standard asphalt shingle product warranty document. So they'll compile the various shingle offerings that they have into one document, like you can see here, this table. So we have the CertainTeed document, the Owens Corning document, and then the GAF document as well. So one thing I really wanted to mention before we jump to the more the easier to read table that we've compiled is I can't stress enough to our customers how much you need to think for yourself and really pay attention in the buying process when you're buying a roof because there are companies out there that are going to do things like offer you what they call a 50-year leak-free warranty or maybe another company offers you a 30-year labor warranty or something that at face value looks extraordinary and looks like something you couldn't turn down, but in order to really understand the warranties you have to look at the fine print. It's kind of like an insurance policy where you could have certain things that are accepted, or if you don't have a certain rider on your insurance policy then something might not be covered. So it's the same situation with these warranties. And like I said, what we've done is we've gone ahead and compiled all the information into a table that we'll look at. I think one of the things you'll find very interesting, as we talked about, shingles and roofing supplies are a bit of a commodity market. So there's very strong similarities across these brands. However, there's one or two very important differentiators, just like there were on the which shingles are best video that we went through, that really are the determining factor for why Colony Roofers recommends the shingles that we do. So now we've jumped over to the table, and like I said, we've gone ahead and compiled all this information so it's much easier to digest. The fine print of all those documents can almost be nauseating, but what you'll see here is we start going down by by shingle manufacturer on the from left to right, and we have those big three that we're really comparing: CertainTeed, GAF, and Owens Corning first, and then we have a number of other brands as well. Um, Really, just starting from the top, if you look at it happens to be the biggest differentiator in this chart, and we'll go through the rest of it here momentarily, but the warranty coverage overall, CertainTeed has a warranty that is free from any manufacturing defects, and you don't look into the paperwork and see a bunch of exceptions about, well, if it's not leaking, it's not covered, or if it's not, affecting the performance, it's not covered. It's just flat out, if there's a defective shingle created, then it's covered under the manufacturer warranty. Honestly, that seems the most reasonable and honest to me as a customer and as a roofing contractor. It seems like if they sell you a product that's defective, that they should be willing to replace it. Um, Now we'll move over to the GAF column. You can see here, if you look into the fine print, you can see that GAF does cover manufacturer defects, just like every brand. However, only the defects that affect the performance during the protection period. So their protection period, I believe, I'd have to go back and look at the fine print, but I believe it was 10-year. So they're only covering the general performance of the shingle for 10 years under manufacturer defects. So if you get past that protection period and you have an issue, you can see thereafter all that they're covering is only if it leaks. So you may say, well, that's really all I care about is I just want my roof to, to not leak and I'm trying to protect my house. Well, I'll show you an example in just a minute of why you might think again about whether that's the only thing you're worried about here. So again, Owens Corning only manufacture defects that affect performance during the true protection period. Thereafter, only leaks. So you have the same situation with GAF and Owens Corning. Like I said, that's really the biggest differentiator in this chart. There's one differentiator down here below that we'll take a look at, but if we look at the warranty uh, length, these are all lifetime warranties, so you don't have to worry about them expiring. If there are defects in the materials over the lifetime of the shingle, then they're going to take care of you. But again, we're, this is the big exception here. CertainTeed is going to say no matter what, if it's defective, we're going to take care of it. The other ones are going to say only if it affects the performance or if it starts leaking after the initial protection period. Um, let's see here. We also have the next differentiator, I think, because most of these you can see are just identical across the board. Like I said, we're generally a commodity market when we're looking at shingles. The next differentiator, the only other differentiator is the transfer requirement. So if you do plan on selling a house, I know the average time that a family lives in a house in the U.S. I think is 5 to 6 years. If you plan on moving or if you do sell your house at some point, there is a transfer requirement for all of these other brands. So you have a 1 year notice that's required, a 60-day notice that's required. You can see even some of these brands like Atlas has a $100 fee that's required. So, it's in my opinion, if I'm a consumer and I'm buying something, I don't like seeing all these exceptions in here or red tape that make me have to, jump through the hoops to get the warranty. It's just with CertainTeed, it's very cut and dry. You get the warranty by simply buying the product. And if it doesn't perform and there's defects, they're going to take care of you. If you sell the house, they're going to take care of you. There's no requirements that the new buyer, transfer it over. Nobody wants to deal with that in a sale. So anyways, that gives you a little bit of an overview. Now let me jump back to the top under warranty coverage and show you a quick example of why you really should care about non-performance related defects. Those could be aesthetic related defects or other things. So let's look at that really quickly. So here's an image that I pulled that shows a shingle that was called an Atlas Chalet shingle, and these were installed in the early 2000s. They've now been discontinued, but as you saw in the previous slide, if you look at Atlas's warranty, it only covered the performance and leak aspects of the shingle. Well, if you saw these shingles on an entire house, this example right here shows severe bubbling. If you saw it on many houses, we replaced Atlas Chalet shingles on, I can't even count how many houses, but um, you would see severe cupping in the shingles that when you look at the roof and from a curb appeal standpoint, it just looks awful. It looks like the roof is literally falling apart. So, going back to our warranty chart, the only manufacturer here that's going to cover some sort of aesthetic issue, some sort of aesthetic defect is CertainTeed, which is a huge deal if you think about the long run. The issue for a lot of homeowners that have had these defective shingles, and Atlas Chalet is one. There's been other manufacturers that have had issues also, but the reason it's such a big deal is because if it doesn't leak, or it doesn't have any performance issue, you're still stuck with a horrible curb appeal and resale value impact on your home, if you ever do get to the point of trying to sell it. But even if you don't sell it, you just walk out in your front yard and you see all these cupped shingles and things. It's just not a good look and not something that you want to see on your home. Again, the only company that's going to cover a defect that's an aesthetic defect like that, these shingles and other brands, sometimes we've seen thermal cracking can happen where there's cracks that will come across the shingle. Well, CertainTeed is the only one that's going to cover that sort of defect. So while you look at the chart of shingle warranties, and maybe at face value it looks like, oh, they're all very similar. The red tape and the fine print is what really separates them, and that's why we choose to recommend CertainTeed to our customers.